if there is a speed problem there. But if it's going to be the 8, it's going to be, J. Michael Kelly loves that inside lane, and he's going to do everything he can. He's going to try every trick in the book. So what we'll see, I would imagine Vilwalk, he's
the crafty one you got to watch out for.
Yeah, he's the one who knows, probably feels like he can win from any lane. And then the 3, I think he wants to see how his boat handles. I mean, again, they haven't raced anybody yet. They've been out on the boat now, but they haven't been out in the boat in race conditions. And I'll be interested to see how much they want to perform well. I have no doubts about that. But I also know that this will be the first time they've had other boats on the water with them short of the testing period this morning.
So we can see what's happening down in the pits, and you're right, all of the boats are down there. And the one thing, and we heard this from some of the drivers in the other classes, that how hot it's getting in those cockpits. I mean, they are trying to shade them with umbrellas and keep them cool, but that is not the place you want to be spending a whole lot of time in when the boat's not moving.
And we talked about the lack of wind and how good it is for the course.
Yes.
The lack of wind is not so good when it's really hot outside, though. You don't get any sort of break in that. And so you're hot from start to finish in there, and of course those fire suits and those are not cooled. And so hopefully, they're able to find some ways through some water or something like that, or you trick yourself and put an ice pack in your chest right before you get into the boat. Or
that's not a bad idea.
Or find some way to keep yourself cool throughout the race, because Mike we talked about that, and he goes, that's the hottest he's ever been. And tomorrow's going to be even hotter.
Yeah, actually getting a text message from some friends over on the Pasco side, and they're saying that it's just so different than they've ever seen it before for years. And that's kind of amazing over there with the, like we mentioned, the corporate tents and special areas. They had the large vendor village. It's just not there anymore. And that allows everybody to, have an outstanding view of the race course.
No, and we'll be excited to see all those folks back next year. I mean, it's we aren't trying to dismiss them as there's of anything.
Oh, they may be here. They just had to bring their own tent.
I just think I think they're people that are getting an opportunity they don't normally get. And next year, when we're back to full capacity and all the corporate tents are back and all that stuff, we're gonna have just as much fun as we do this year. And I'm excited to see. I'm really excited for this race. I feel like this is going to be a race that is going to offer among the best racing that we're going to see this weekend.
And Kevin, heading into this race, you're kind of keeping track of our points as we head into that final winner-take-all final tomorrow afternoon to wrap up the HAPO Columbia Cup at the end of Sunday's racing. After qualifying, let's go through some of those qualifying speeds that we have and who ended up getting the points. And all of a sudden, I've lost Kevin at Tire Factory Turn 2. There you are. Well, looks like we're going to head back down to the pits for our countdown. Go ahead, guys.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, as we are probably, roughly 1 to the 5? I don't know if Brad or Glenn are there.
That should have been the 5-minute mark. And here come the boats.
That was the 5. Yep. Sorry, guys. 440 to the start.
The 3 is the first off.
Here comes the 40.
40, the 12 is off. The 8 staying. The last boat will be off. Will be the 8.
Yep, and he is away from the dock. 1, 2, 3, 4. Time to go. H1 Unlimited Racing 2021 HAPO Columbia Cup. Buckle up, guys. Here we go.
Can it be as good as the other classifications, the E350 and the GPs that we've seen so far today?
Yeah, they've got something to live up to here.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Look at these water conditions. Holy smoke, they're absolutely beautiful.
No wind across the Columbia River course right now.
Coming up on 4 minutes. 4 minutes to the start.
Up the Griggs backstretch is the Griggs, the 3 with Jimmy King. Behind him, Dave Vilwalk and the orange, black, and yellow Beacon Plumbing, the 40. On the outside, with a lot of boat speed in the Graham Trucking 12, Andrew Tate is going to overtake Vilwalk on the outside, heading into Shell Sun Market turn number 3.
A lot of time left, but the Vilwalk are the inside, and right now...
Yeah, Vilwalk has cut across the ASCO Electric infield to the front stretch.
Sounds kind of Vilwalk-esque.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, now see if he doesn't do it again on the lower end.
Now watch Miss Tri-Cities, J. Michael Kelly in the 8. Nope, he'll head up all the way around Shell Sun Market turn 3. Vilwalk is in 1 as we come down the front stretch. Jimmy King also wants that lane, apparently.
Yep, he's going all the way down, and Jimmy King is going to cut the course right here.
Yeah, King's going across 305. 305 to our start.
Andrew Tate still well outside, still kind of hanging out in lane 3, lane 4 area.
Stay right.
Will Miss Tri-Cities turn? No.
Nope. I don't think
Michael
he's
Kelly will
not turned up here. He's pretty far back, though.
He is, and he's way outside as he gets into Bunch Finnegan turn number 1.
244. 244.
On the Griggs backstretch, King. Billwalk is going to cut through the Esco infield to the front stretch. Will J. Michael Kelly follow? No, he's going to continue up the backstretch. Looks like Andrew Tate's going to continue up the backstretch as well.
Guys, I've got some unofficial timing marks here that I keep an eye on. You don't want to be crossing start-finish line at 2 minutes. If you do, like Dave did, it's 2:15 right now. You're going to have to do something a little special here, or you're not going to be able to get around the course just once. So watch to see if anybody's crossing right at 2 minutes. I also watch the entrance buoy down here. You do not want to be here at
Jimmy King is
Here
crossing.
goes King. Now watch him with Billwalk coming across.
This is going to be interesting. Billwalk backs off.
Yeah, Jimmy King to the Griggs backstretch.
Billwalk backed off. They were... There was going to be a meeting of the minds there that neither one of them wanted to be involved in.
Yeah, and we've seen that before with Tate and Shane in the last couple of years. They gotten tight up there. So here they come across one more time. Now you don't want to be down here at $1.30, and it's $1.33 right now. And here comes Andrew Tate. I think he's going to be a
Billwalk and Jimmy King both cut across the Esco infield to the front stretch.
Yep, here comes Andrew Tate. He's going to claim lane number 1 in the 12 to Graham Trucking. It looks like Kelly wants to start this thing on the far outside. He's not even making a move to the inside. He's going to start wide.
Tate bounced and found some holes there down here in Tire Factory turn 2. But yeah, Tate's going to claim lane 1. J. Michael Kelly's decided he's going to try to win this from lane 5. Wow.
Well, he's scruffing off some speed. You know, he can do that and then pull back in when they get to start-finish and start the race.
Well, they're kind of getting lined up now. So Tate in 1, Billwalk in 2, King in 3, and it looks like Michael Kelly be in lane 4.
And just for clarification on the rule, whatever lane you are in, when you enter turn 3, that's the lane you have to hold and bring to the start-finish line. Go ahead, Michael.
All right, so Dave Billwalk back in lane number 2, just like the final in Madison. Will the boat handle better this time around?
Well, we talked about that earlier. If you're in lane 2, you do not want to be second across the line.
Watch that countdown. Andrew Tate, Graham Trucking, lane number 1. Dave Billwalk, Beacon Flowing, lane number 2. Jimmy King in the Griggs U3 in lane 3, and on the outside, Miss Tri-Cities, J. Michael Kelly in the 8. Off the exit pin, turn number 4. 10 seconds to the start of Heat 1A. They're backing off the throttle.
3 seconds, 2, 1, mark.
It looked like it was just on time inside for Jimmy King. Dave Billwalk in second place as they come down the front stretch.
Boy, you're coming 3 wide down here, but it is piston power from lane number 3. King's going to get down here first, but a lot of speed off to his left, Kevin.
Yeah, Dave Billwalk closing the door quickly, and here comes Andrew Tate. They're going to go deck to deck into the Griggs backstretch, but it is the 3 that's got us about a couple boat lengths lead.
Dave Billwalk's boat is handling extremely well through the bottom end of the course and up the backstretch, the Griggs backstretch. Griggs' boat is in the lead as they head up the backstretch, but Billwalk is gaining on Jimmy King on the inside. And then in lane number 1, a nice run for Andrew Tate in the 12 as they get to Sun Pacific Energy Shell Sun Market turn number 3 and into Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. 3 boats deck to deck to deck. The start is under review. The start is under review. Jimmy King may have been early, not quite sure if the 12 was early as well. We'll find out. Dave Billwalk is going to lead after lap number 1 coming down the front stretch.
Boy, but as he got company, you could throw a blanket across all 3 of them. King in lane number 3 still hanging right with him, but it is Tate and it is Billwalk. Dead even at the entrance pin, Kevin.
Tate is
Yeah, Kevin.
high on the air.
There we go.
There we go. Dave, and Billwalk coming out of turn 2 with a lot of boat speed. Jimmy King following about a rooster tail behind them. But J. Michael Kelly well back and forth.
Jimmy King, 1-lap penalty, jumped the gun. The only boat that was not clean at the start. Jimmy King, a 1-lap penalty. The boat leaders, so the race leaders are out in front right now. Tate on the inside. Billwalk on the outside as they get to turn number 3. Shell Sun Market turn 3, Buffalo Brothers turn 4. It looks like Tate's going to take the lead as they get to the exit pin of turn number 4 onto the front stretch. It is Tate on the inside with the lead in the Graham Trucking. Billwalk on the outside, coming across start-finish, and there's been some damage to the back fairing and the wing of Dave Billwalk's boat, the Beacon Bluing.
Yeah, he doesn't have a wing. He doesn't have fairings. He also doesn't have the lead. He's about 3 lengths behind Andrew Tate, but it's still a good boat race out front.
Yeah, and the problem with not having those wings or fairings is you can and that is exactly what happened to Dave Billwalk down here, and Andrew Tate now out to about a 1 rooster tail lead.
Watch Kelly on the inside now.
Yep, J. Mike has moved to the inside in lane number 1 as they come up the backstretch. Jimmy King still ahead of him, but Jimmy's got that 1-lap penalty. Back to the race leaders, Andrew Tate in the Graham Trucking into turn number 3. Checkered flag is out for Heat 1A, and it's going to be Andrew Tate coming off the exit pin of turn number 4 in first place. Dave Billwalk has fallen back about a rooster tail now, and he's going to swing way outside wide at the Buffalo Brothers exit of turn number 4. The race winner, Andrew Tate, Graham Trucking, checkered flag is out. Second place for Dave Billwalk, and they're going to have work to do on the rear fairing and wing. Third place, J. Michael Kelly. Miss Tri-Cities and Jimmy King with a penalty after jumping the gun of 1 lap. He will have to continue around and finish 1 more lap. He was too early at the start of Heat 1A. So working on the outside, I think the 8 with J. Michael Kelly found out something, and that is that won't work.
That you don't want to be on the outside. In fact, he's pretty much shut her down right now. Just kind of going in front of the fans down there, past the start-finish line, headed towards the pits. Now he picks it back up.
And the other question would be, where did the damage occur to Dave Billwalk in the 40? One would imagine, Kevin, it was probably towards you and Tire Factory turn number 2.
Well, I can tell you that when I looked down here for lap 2, he had fairings and wing. But he came around for lap 3, he didn't.
Well,
so
maybe it was at the top end of the course.
I couldn't speak with any authority on to where it happened, but I could tell you that's where there was one time he had it and one time he didn't.
Yeah, and you know, Jimmy King was feathering the throttle at the start, and that last time that he pushed it down, he needed to back off of it instead, and I think he would have had a clean start.
Yeah, it looked close. It looked from here, which admittedly I don't have the best angle, but it looked close.
You know, guys, I'm walking down here, and we'll get a conversation with Dave. We'll certainly talk to Andrew, and we'll try and find out where the damage occurred and so forth. And we'll try, if we can, to get a word with Jimmy King, because that boat showed me an awful lot of speed on the far outside. But the other question I have in that heat is J. Michael Kelly, because as the boats came down to the lower corner before the start for the last time, he was way out wide. He didn't even think about trying to move over and get into lane 2 or 3. He just stayed out wide. I'm wondering if maybe he didn't feel he had a problem and he just wanted to go get some points. We've got some stories to try and uncover here in the pit area.
And post-race reaction coming up on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com. Thanks to our American Radiator pit reporters, Brad Luce and Glenn Vaughan. Well, what did you learn, Kevin Rounce, from Heat 1A?
That the machine over here likes to overheat. Well, one, either there's something wrong with the 8, or you definitely don't want to be in lane 4.
He didn't seem very confident about the boat and didn't even want to try to be inside.
Yeah. The other thing that I learned is I think you can win in lane 2. I think Billwalk would have been right there at the end if there wasn't whatever happened. But I really do think that you can, 1 or 2 are going to be your places that you want to be. And if you're the one...
Guys, let me jump in here if I can, because it's busy here in the pit area when we're between A and B. But I just grabbed Dave Billwalk as he got to the top of the rim. Go ahead and take that stuff off. Somehow I know it's a little warm. Go ahead, we'll wait a half a sec. He's got a smile on his face. I saw him come down and shake the hand of Andrew Tate. My friend, you've been boat racing. That looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a good race there. So, and then our wing folded up, and so had to back off there and try to get it back in most of the pieces, which was better than what they did, it looked like.
Yeah, I'm just now seeing the damage on the back of the 12 as well. Where did that occur on your boat?
Danny said, like, I don't know, beginning of the last lap or something. that it lost the wing that folded over.
So you feel like you've been racing. You got to be happy. It was a good boat ride.
Yeah, it was a good boat ride, good race. Everything was good.
Take the points. You got to make the final. Got to be in it before you can win it.
That's right. That's exactly right.
All right, go fix it, Dave. Thank you very, very much. There is damage, guys, on the back of the 12. The rear wing is gone.
Hey, Brad, I'm going to jump in here, talking with Andrew Tate. Andrew, talk to us about that first heat. Boy, what a great way to start things off. I mean, it's a little on the late side, but you did a great job out there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a test session for us that turned into 400 points, so we'll take it over here. The guys busted their butt to get a borrowed wing on the boat, and part of it's still there, but we got some more work to do and a long ways to go to get through today, get to tomorrow.
Talk to us about, as an outsider, I see you guys, it looks like you're scrambling around, but you're working as a team to make sure that anything that needs to be adjusted, and with a condensed schedule like this, it's probably pretty challenging down here.
Yeah, unfortunately, we kind of been on this program since Madison at the Gold Cup when we ran everything on Sunday. So maybe that was good training here for the Columbia Cup and the Columbia River and Tri-Cities. But can't say enough about the U12 Graham Trucking team. It's a good start to the day, but like I said, a long ways to go, and we've got a lot of work here to hopefully not scramble before the next heat.
All right, I know we've got more racing to do, so I'll let you go.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks a lot. Andrew Tate.
Thank you very much, Glenn Boggin, and also Brad Luce down in the Neil F. Lamson pits. Our pit reporters, thanks to our friends at American Radiator. Also, Bunch Finnegan Appliances, Bosch Appliances, providing coverage for turn number 1, and Bosch Refrigeration in stock. You don't hear that much. So if you need some items for appliances for the kitchen, it's Bunch Finnegan in downtown Kennewick, and go to bunch.com. So, Heat 1A.
And by the way, the 3 is getting towed back in.
Is it?
I think all 4 of them had something this time.
So the 3 is on the tow rope with
Hey, guys.
Jimmy King. Yep.
Just a quick word here from down in the pit area. I don't know if you caught it, but when Andrew Tate was talking to our Glenn Boggin, he made the comment it was a borrowed wing. And so I
noticed that.
I just caught him when he was walking away, and I said, that was a borrowed wing? And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, have you got another one? Because it's gone. It's not there. And parts of the wing are there, so it's not like there's a wing out there somewhere in the river that they can find and be okay. No, that wing's gone and in pieces. And I said, you got another one? He said, I don't know. So that we're going to have to follow.
Well, hopefully somebody, if not, somebody might have one they could borrow again.
Yeah, and if I was, golly, and I don't know these things, but I was thinking the first place I might go is I might go have a conversation with Scott and Shannon Rainey. And, of course, they're right next door, but those are both former Budweisers.
Right.
So maybe it would fit. But we'll follow that. We got a countdown coming right now for Heat 1B.
Andrew Tate, the winner of Heat 1A in the Graham Trucking 12. Second place finish for Dave Bilwalk, Beacon Plumbing. Third place finish goes to Miss Tri-Cities, J. Michael Kelly in the 8. And Jimmy King was a little bit early at the start. That cost him a fourth place finish in the 3. Griggs Ace Hardware. Heat 1B, the 11 J&Ds with Jamie Nilsson. Pinnacle Peak Consulting, the 9 with Corey Peabody. Jimmy Shane in the Home Street U1, and the 440 Bucket List with Dustin Eccles. And the top qualifier of the event, Jimmy Shane, over 160 miles per hour. Kevin, I don't have that written down in front of me.
I got it at 163.203.
I gotcha. So, thoughts about Heat 1B?
Well, right now it looks like it's the 1 and the rest of the field, but, that's where they race. We don't know how the 1's going to handle when there's 3 other boats on the course. We certainly don't know if the 11 has got a little stuff. It certainly was finding some speed in that second round of qualifying. And, the 9. I'm still waiting for the 9 to show what it was the first couple times around at Guntersville. That was the fast boat at Guntersville. And I know it's got speed in it, so let's see if they can find it.
Well, they came right out of the box and qualified number 1, and then ended up with a heat victory on that South's fastest water at Guntersville. Now, I know Brad's following that countdown, and maybe we can get an update from the pits.
No.
Okay.
But I will have that countdown because
good.
I'm going to have people that will help me. But I've got to grab my watch, but we are in. I've heard 2 countdowns. So I don't know where we are.
We're three to the 5, 3 or 4 to the 5.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get, but I'll get up there. I'll have the time for you here in a minute. I'm staring at Mount Pitt Tower right now, so I'm about to start up, and I'll get some numbers for us.
And Kevin from Tire Factory Turn 2, can you see everybody's in the water ready to go?
I see everybody's in.
Fantastic.
I see the 440, I see the 11, I see the 9, and I see the 1.
Looks like...
Do I see the 9 out there, or am I... Healer's on.
Dave Billwalk may have turned the fastest...
No, you're correct, Kevin.
Okay.
Dave Billwalk may have turned the fastest lap in that last race. Over 150 miles per hour. As we look at the official scores going through the latest information from Heat 1A. And that's pretty good in competition. So, water conditions good. It feels like a little bit of a breeze picking up. Just a reminder for our swimmers that are out away from the shoreline need to be heading back up onto the shore as we get ready for Heat 1B coming up. So swimmers, last chance to get cooled off and then head back up to the shore. As soon as boats come out of the pits, we need you back up on land. Special thanks to our good friends at Farmers Exchange at 215 West Canal Drive in historic downtown Kennewick. Year-round complete commercial and residential power equipment and sales and service. They have Toro, Echo, Husqvarna, and so much more. And service after the sale, too. Warranty work. Even if you bought it somewhere else, they'll take care of you at Farmers Exchange. Online, it's mowerhome.com with free pickup and delivery in the Tri-Cities. Bosch Refrigeration in stock at Bunch Finnegan. Bosch Counter Depth French Door. It's there. Bosch has been at Bunch longer than any other location in Tri-Cities. Get Bosch at Bunch Finnegan today at 90s Columbia Drive in Kennewick. Also, Rooster Tail Wrap-Up Show is coming up with highlights of today's action right after we wrap up here along the Columbia River with Frank Cooper from the KONA studios. Thanks to good friend Jason Hogue at American Family Insurance. Achieved the latest and the highest customer satisfaction score among mid-size insurers in the 2021 J.D. Power Insurance Shopping Satisfaction Study. Why settle for number 2? Contact Jason Hogue with AmFam today at jasonhogue.com. Blue Bridge traffic moving smoothly. We keep an eye on that and the traffic heading out of the park. Thanks to Bob's Burgers and Brew. After the races, head to Bob's Burgers and Brew. 2 locations, Richland and Kennewick, serving only the best burgers, appetizers, and beverages. Go to bobsburgersandbrew.com. So Heat 1B is coming up after Andrew Tate grabs the big points and a victory in Heat 1A.
And now we get to see how the 1 handles with other boats around it.
You know, that's really the key is what's going to happen, and did they change things up after, putting themselves in position for a good hot qualifying lap? Maybe they changed some things up, and hopefully they went the right direction for competition. Joining us on the broadcast, Jeff Winnie with Bosch Appliances, and I know that you're a big part of hydro racing. You've been coming to Tri-Cities for boat racing since the 70s.
50 years this year, minus last year. My brother and I been coming over every year. Got some great stories over the years.
What's your favorite part about racing in the Tri-Cities? And obviously you have the opportunity to be over at Seafair as well.
It's the people over here. It's the family. It's everybody comes together. Everybody loves boat racing. They all pitch in. All the teams, if somebody's not having a good day, they'll pitch in. And you're right here where the action is, you know?
Yeah, and it sounds like somebody needs to pitch in a rear wing for Dave Billwalk.
Yeah, I saw the damage. Great racing, but,
yeah,
he's aggressive. He's never let off the throttle.
All right, Heat 1B getting underway. Jeff Winnie with Bosch Appliances. You'll find them at Bunch Finnegan, 90s Columbia Drive in Kennewick, and go to bunch.com. They're heading to Kevin, Tire Factory Turn 2.
3 boats right by me now. The 11, the 1, the 9, all right next to me. The 440, they'll be the last off the dock. It's working its way towards me now as they head down to Griggs Backstretch.
3 minutes and 56 seconds, 3:55.
Well, where do you want to be, Brad?
Golly, where do I want to be? I want to be out front at the end of the 3rd lap. Going out on a limb on that one. With this heat and the way it's set up and the way the qualifying played, I don't know how hard Jimmy wants to really go out there and fight for an inside lane. But to your point, Michael, Corey's got a fast boat. They put the right combination in it, and he'll have his hands full if he wants to try and drive around Corey. So I don't know. I don't think you, and we say this every year, and it's the old line. You can't win the Columbia Cup today, but you can sure as heck lose it. So nobody wants to do anything stupid here. Go out and get a bunch of points.
Heading down the front stretch to Bunch Finnegan turn number 1 is the blue home street, the U1 with Jimmy Shane into turn number 1 now, followed by Corey Peabody in the 9, Pinnacle Peak Consulting. Then you have Jamie Nielsen in the bright J&D's 11. And just into Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, the 440 Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles onto the front stretch.
250.
The 11 is cutting across the course right now.
And Jimmy's going to go in front of him. He's going to come out of the corner in front of Corey Peabody. He, Jamie Nielsen in the 11.
So Nielsen will settle in on the Griggs backstretch over by the home street. Peabody will pass him up the backstretch. Oh, look at Dustin Eccles will go across the Esco Electric infield now to the backside.
I forgot about Dustin. Keep an eye on Dustin. He'll probably put that thing on the far outside. 220 to the start.
Yeah.
That's what Dustin generally does when he's out here, is he'll just kind of stay out of everybody's way.
For now, you've got the 1 on the inside.
And they're going to go all the way around the race course. You watch. I don't think you're going to see anybody cut where they are right now at 2 minutes.
Yeah,
2 minutes.
it'd be too early to cut front to back, wouldn't it?
I think it would. I think they're in really good shape. Right now, they can squirt it a little bit and come down here and give us the lanes they're in right now, Michael, as they come by.
Well, lane number 1, you've got Jimmy Shane. Jamie Nielsen is probably in lane number 3. I mean, he's technically going to slide over and be in 2, but he's pretty far outside. And then in lane number 4, we'll call it, is Peabody in the 9. Eccles, lane 5, way outside as they come down the front stretch. There's just a lot of room right now. And it looks like they're kind of tightening the field up as they head down the front stretch to Bunch Finnegan turn 1.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see a pretty quick start here because it's 1:20 until the start. You don't want to be here at 1:30. Well, they're down here at about 1:12. And Dustin Eccles in the 440 on the far outside is caught up with everybody. Shane in 1, Nielsen in 2, Peabody in 3, and on the far outside, Dustin Eccles.
Jamie Nielsen's getting caught right into the wash of Jimmy Shane, though.
1 minute.
Jimmy Shane was, I'm not sure what Jamie trying to do there. Nielsen was down below and getting into lane 1, getting caught in that wash. So
They'd been quite a ways outside on the front stretch, but lost some real estate heading through Tire Factory turn number 2 to the Griggs backstretch.
40 seconds. 40.
Jimmy Shane in the home street, lane number 1 for the 1. The 11, Jamie Nielsen, J&D's, lane number 2. Corey Peabody in the 9, Pinnacle Peak Consulting, lane number 3 on the outside in the 440 Bucket List Racing, Dustin Eccles. Shane on the inside. Countdown to the start of Heat 1B. 20 seconds to start at the apex of turn number 3 into turn number 4 for Buffalo Brothers at the exit pin.
10 seconds.
Nielsen, Peabody, Eccles. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
3 seconds. 2, 1. Mark.
I don't know if Peabody was early, but he's leading the pack down the front stretch into Bunch Finnegan turn number 1 in lane number 3.
Yeah, it's Corey Peabody with a lot of speed on the outside. We'll check on the start and see if he was legal. But, boy, you want to talk about having a whole lot of speed off to your left. He's got Nielsen and Shane off to his left.
Yeah, Shane just closed down the distance just at a heartbeat there. So Jimmy Shane on the inside, still in second place, but reeling in.
Officially, our start is under review as Corey Peabody leads by a half a rooster tail coming up the back stretch. Dustin Eccles is falling back in 4th place in the 440 Bucket List. Watch Jimmy Shane, top end of the course. He's probably going to take the lead away from Corey Peabody. Shane on the inside, shorter track around. As they get to the apex and head over to Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, it's going to be Shane in the lead as Peabody pushed a little farther out wide, lost some boat speed. Nielsen is in 3rd place at the exit pin now. Across the start-finish line, it's going to be Jimmy Shane, your race leader. 153.557 miles per hour for Jimmy Shane, lap number 1.
Coming down here to the lower end of the race course, we are on lap number 2 of 3. It is Jimmy Shane. Got pretty much a full rooster tail on Corey Peabody, but Corey Peabody is having to run way on the outside. Kevin, keep an eye on him. He can't move over because Nielsen is still in there.
Yeah, he can't drop down to get down next to Jimmy Shane, so he's going to have to kind of keep it out in lane 3. He's keeping pace, though, for the most part. He's just about a rooster tail back. Jamie Nielsen rolling up in third.
Yeah, Nielsen in third place on the Griggs Ace Hardware backstretch as Jimmy Shane starts to pull away a little bit from Corey Peabody. And again, with lane number 1 position, he should have an easy time maintaining or extending the lead after going into Shell Sun Market turn 3 and Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. Race leader is the 1, Jimmy Shane in the home straight. Pretty good corner up top, though, for Corey Peabody, and it looks like Peabody is kind of moved in a little bit because of the overlap now. Nielsen has fallen off the pace just onto the front stretch. Lap number 2 for Jimmy Shane, a 143.763 miles per hour.
Watch and see if Shane doesn't pull it away here. He dropped from 151 down to 143, and that allowed Corey Peabody to close the distance, but Corey's still right with him.
Yeah, we still wait to hear the word on Corey Peabody.
It's a 1-lap penalty.
1-lap penalty, okay.
He jumped the start.
So Jimmy Shane now knows that, I am sure. So Corey Peabody, as much as he's going to go neck to neck with this, it's unfortunately not for first place.
So up the backstretch, Jimmy Shane in the 1, the home street, ready to dive into Shell Sun Market turn number 3 at the top end of the course. Peabody on the outside. He hasn't backed off the throttle one bit coming up the backstretch and into turn number 3. At the exit pin of turn number 4 for Buffalo Brothers onto the front stretch. Jimmy Shane, the home street. Corey Peabody did not back off at all. Amazing run as they come to the start-finish line. Checkered flag is out. And Jimmy Shane is going to take the victory. Peabody's got to take one more lap around. So Jamie Nielsen will get second place points in the J&Ds.
He gets a big win out of this, coming in with 300 points there to second place. Good run for Jamie Nielsen.
And Dustin Eccles, Brad, good for third place in the bucket list.
That's 225 big points, and all of a sudden Corey Peabody comes home with a 169, assuming he finishes this extra lap. So there's a lot to be said about driving legal. You can have the fastest boat in the planet. Say it all the time, but it's got to be legal. I still like Jamie Nielsen in this U11, the J&Ds.
Well, he picks up some big points because of the mistake made at the start by Corey Peabody. That being said, Peabody, Kevin, throughout that entire race, didn't back down at all and was able to challenge at times, even though Tate was on the inside in the 1. Or, excuse me, Shane was on the inside in the 1.
No, but how much of that, and you know...
And Peabody able to finish the race and his final lap at 143.942 miles per hour.
And Peabody was right there with Shane, and I'm hoping that's more about Peabody than it is about Shane sort of backing off.
Sure.
To keep himself out of any trouble. But, you know, you got to feel good if you're Corey Peabody because you were right there with the winner the whole time.
So running down our schedule, we've got more racing coming up shortly. At 4:10, the GP Americas will return. 5-liter racing scheduled for 4:30. And then at 4:50 this afternoon, Unlimited Heat 2A for the H1 Unlimiteds. And at 5:10, our final heat, the Heat 2B for the H1 Unlimited. So we've got a lot of action yet to come. A lot of action down in the Neil F. Lamson pits, and thanks to Brad Luce and Glenn Boggin all day long down there providing the latest details from our drivers, crews, thanks to American Radiator, and we'll get the winner of Heat 1B, Jimmy Shane in the 1, Home Street, lane number 1. And, you know, he took it from the moment, Kevin, he left the pits and did not relinquish lane number 1.
He didn't, and... And we talked about, you know, where do you want to be at the start? And Brad said in front at the end. And Jimmy Shane said, okay, I could do that. And said, I'll do it from lane 1, thank you.
Yeah, and nobody challenged.
Nope.
And honestly, the way the milling period set up, there wasn't a whole lot that anybody could do to take it away from him. I mean, he had it at the right time and the right place on the course to maintain it. Go ahead.
All right, we've got Jimmy Shane here. Jimmy, congratulations. It's got to feel good after the first heat.
Oh, yeah, the boat's running great. Handled that rough water in the first turn. I was not looking forward to going back to that first turn in Tri-Cities, knowing how rough the water gets on the first lap, and the boat just is amazing. It just floats right over that stuff, and we were able to hold lane 1, no issues, and I think it was a pretty clean heat for the Miss Home Street.
Talk to us about the importance of lane 1 for you and holding that position.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's the shortest way around the track. It's least distance that you have to cover to get to the end of the race, and so it's a big advantage if you can get lane 1. We, Jeff, on my radios, we had decent timing marks, and we were right where we wanted to be, and we were able to obtain lane 1, and then at that point just control the course. I figured Corey was just a touch early on the start from our timing marks, and so we just laid back a little bit, had a nice clean start, and everything worked out great.
Talk to us about that. The number 9's out in front of you, but around that first corner, you were able to just reel him in nice and slow. How did that process work?
Yeah, I wasn't sure until the second lap if he had jumped or not, and at that point you got to race. And so we ran hard on that first lap. We were able to pull up next to him, and he had even more of a challenge because Jamie was running fast in lane 2, so he had to leave Jamie room in lane 2. So he had a big race course to go around, and that's where the lane 1 comes to the big advantage.
Not a lot of time between now and the next round of heat, so what's on the itinerary?
Cool down, drink some water. The crew's going to switch, get the boat turned around really quick, and we're going to check the data, make sure we're all good, and we'll go on to the next set of heats.
All right, Jimmy Shane, thanks so much for the time.
You know,
Yeah,
Glenn,
hey, guys.
go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, if I can jump in, I'm going to chase down Jamie Nielsen, our second place finisher. He's talking with his 2 owners here, Scott and Shannon. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead. All right, you're good. You're pretty good, too. 300 points. It's a good way to start this thing.
Oh yeah, we'll take it. But we know it's a long weekend, 4 heats, but, put the U11 J&Ds and tied for, third place overall in points after the first heat. We'll take it, especially against some great competition out there in Jimmy and Corey and Dustin.
And we make the comment all the time. Obviously, you know it better than we do. You can't win this race on Saturday. You can't win it in the first heat. You can sure lose it. 300 points has got to look good.
For sure. Our goal out there in the first heat was just keep our nose clean. Don't make any mistakes, don't get any penalties. And, myself personally, I felt like I was right on that start line, maybe even pushing a little bit. And Corey was almost a full Richdale ahead of me. So, I had a feeling that first lap or two that he was probably over. And as soon as I got that radio call that he was, then I got the heck out of that tunnel because no one likes being in those.
That's just what I was going to say. You were driving down a hallway there for a while.
Oh, yeah. And when I heard it wasn't going to win me any more points, I got the heck out of there.
But Corey was giving you plenty of room?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of room. It's always a pleasure racing with him and Jimmy, and they're good, hard racers, but they give you a fair lane.
Go debrief with Scott, and we'll see you out here a little bit later. You got another one coming up quick.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Brad.
All right, there you go, Jamie Nielsen.
Brad,
second place finisher. Yes, sir.
the most important thing he said is the other competitors give you a fair lane.
Yep.
And that's all you can hope for. And if you notice it, and I know it's completely different, but even when you're out on area roadways and you're driving with other traffic, I mean, it's a $3,000 to $5,000 pound vehicle that somebody else is piloting, and literally your life is in their hands based on the way they drive. Same out here on the river. Even more ramifications on water and their speed.
Yeah, there's speed involved. Yes.
But Michael, the one thing I will say that there's a similarity between Tri-City drivers and boat racing. Nobody's using their blinker in either situation.
That's funny. Yeah, I've yet to get a fair lane in Tri-Cities, I'll tell you that.
Wow. Whoops.
You underneath the crane, Brad?
No, that was the fuel truck.
Oh.
Sheesh. You'd think I was sitting on the hood.
So the 3 with Jimmy King in Heat 1A, too early at the start. And honestly, it's been 2 years since he's been out there. And then the 9 with Corey Peabody, Pinnacle Peak Consulting, a little bit early in Heat 1B. How big is that as we move through the rest of the weekend?
Well, it's big. I mean, at least they score points, but it's big to a guy like Dustin Eccles, who's sitting back there in 4th place. Suddenly he's got a 3rd, and Jamie Nielsen, all of a sudden he gets 300 points. They're buoyed up a little bit, so.
Yeah, if you look at the points right now, I mean, Dustin Eccles is on the front row in the final. I mean, it's one heat, but, he gets to jump ahead of Corey Peabody and Jimmy King.
So our schedule will continue as we get ready for more racing on the way with the Grand Prix America Series and 5 leaders on the way next on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com. Special thanks to ESCO Electric. They do great work, and they're your Generac whole home backup generator specialist in Tri-Cities. Call 547-5504 to make sure your power stays on. No brownouts or blackouts will affect you with Generac. from Esco Electric. Online at letsgowithesco.com. Griggs Ace Hardware, the Tri-Cities, and Griggs Department Store. 4 locations to help you, and they've got everything you need for summer fun. Also online at griggsonline.com. That's Griggs and Griggs Ace Hardware stores. And SS Equipment, New Holland Construction Equipment at SS Equipment at Pasco, Othello, Quincy, Hermiston, LeGrand 2. SS Equipment at New Holland with skid steer loaders, compact track loaders, loader backhoes, compact excavators, and more. It's SS Equipment. Also thanks to Zorich Automotive. Their certified technicians use state-of-the-art equipment and technology to keep your European and exotic cars running strong off Columbia Park Trail at the Richland Y, or visit at ZorichAutomotive.com. Thanks to our friends at Jiffy Car Wash, nearly 50 years, family-owned and operated on Kennewick Avenue. Everything from a quick wash to full detailing or hand wax. Stop in Jiffy Car Wash on Kennewick Avenue. We'll follow them on Facebook for special offers, and keep listening for your chances. We hand out Quick Wash gift cards here, and now you can ride through on their new track on the Quick Wash. Stay in your car. So it looks like we'll have some more information coming on Heat 1A shortly on News Radio 610 KONA and 610KONA.com. We'll take a timeout. More of our coverage up next, thanks to Farmers Exchange from the HAPO Columbia Cup.
So you're getting back into the swing, and you want more. Let the pros at Golf Universe help you find it. New irons, new woods, new wedges, new putters, all in stock. And